A lot of injuries for the Deacons this season at Keep, but the theme of Syracuse this season has been injuries, at times only able to dress 15 or 16 total players. And Nikki Adams told us before this contest that it has been a challenge getting to this point. Syracuse 2-9-1 as we're underway, and an all-white here tonight from SU Soccer Stadium. Winless in the ACC, matter of fact, they've only won 2 ACC games in the last 3 seasons at Syracuse. Patty, that's been the theme, right, for the Orange, for Nikki Adams. It has been adversity that has struck since the day that she got on campus.
Oh, that's right, and you really got to feel for Nikki Thrasher Adams because she has done a fantastic job at Syracuse, been really unfortunate seemingly year after year with either COVID or injuries. But this is a Syracuse team that plays a really attractive brand of soccer. You're going to see them do this, press Wake Forest high, see if they can catch the Deeks in a little bit of possession.
Well, Fleury's done that early, trying to angle and create. Really good ball shot, just whistling wide. A great start for Cuse. That was Ashley Rauch.
Well, and Syracuse showing exactly what they want to do. Press Wake Forest deep. This is really good from Aaron Fleury. Good also to have the awareness to drop this one off to Rauch. Unfortunately, Rauch can't quite wrap that right foot around the ball, but a fantastic start here early for Syracuse.
And Patty, we've seen them do this at times this season with that high press. It caused chaos against Florida State a couple of weeks ago when Lizelle Oden had an unbelievable goal, dispossessing Christina Roquet and giving Cuse the early lead. It almost worked yet again there.
And this is a Wake Forest team that loves to knock the ball around in possession. At times, almost over-possess the ball, and that's what Nikki Adams told us. When Wake wants to get in that possession style, can they knock them off the rhythm, see if they can catch them deep and get them on the counter the same way, as you know, we saw Cuse do against Florida State.
In her 5th season, Nikki Thrasher Adams continuing to try and build the foundation on which her program will rest. And it's been tough. COVID hit a couple of seasons where you've had unbelievable amount of injuries, right? Just decimated. And you know what she told us, Patty? She said we've got to learn to have gratitude. We're going to enjoy the rest of this season, grow closer as a unit, watch players grow, and ultimately you hope some of the young players, right, earn quality ACC minutes as they get set for 2024 and beyond.
Well, no doubt, and this is a Cuse team that has quality. We already noted Aaron Fleury. Some of the other names, though, Grace Gillard, we've seen her with England Youth National Team. Shay vanderbosch has been fantastic in net. So the foundation is there for Syracuse, but the growth continued to happen for Nikki Thrasher Adams and staff.
Two wins for Cuse. It's been a minute. Shay vanderbosch, who has been a bright star in a dark season, just wonderful against Florida State a couple weeks back. 16 saves, 1 shy of the school record. She's had 8 saves in each of her last 2 contests, 8 apiece. And she really has been one of the best keepers, not just in the ACC, but Nikki Adams thinks she's one of the best in the country.
Well, unquestionably, she's one of the best shot stoppers in the country, and that's something that you'll see time and again. See a good ball into the box there. But Shay vanderbosch, not only is she capable of standing on her head and making some incredible saves, she really is the first line of attack for Syracuse, good with her feet, and wants to play out in possession through that back line.
Just the 4th coach in the history of Syracuse's soccer program is Nikki Adams, and last season 8-7-3 overall. Injuries took a toll towards the end of the year. The Orange were off to a really good start. Had won 8 games out of their first 11. Again, just adversity has hit, and she said, look, it's been a string of really bad luck for us, and we're figuring it out. We're going to find ways to move on as a program, to be able to find moments that we can be proud of and build for the future. She pointed to a player like Alyssa Abramson, who gets the start tonight, the sophomore. And you look at a player that could come in, such as Caro Monterey. For a throw. But on the flip side, Patty, I think we'd be remiss not to praise what Tony DeLuz has done for Wake Forest. Up to 17 in the rankings is a whistle and a foul there. And you see one of the legends in the game, 27 seasons at Wake. Got win number 300 a couple of weeks ago. And he has optimistically been able to talk about this team. He said, you know, when the team came in the spring, we felt like we could be pretty good. So he didn't think that, he wasn't surprised that they're off to the start that they are. But he did say, look, we've got some experience. We've got some players that are playing well together right now. And right now on the backs of great defense, giving up just 6 goals, they have been a really tough team to beat. '88, Peyton Cahill, Cottage Grove, Minnesota native, the junior. In her 3rd game has been kind of thrust into it. A couple of injuries to keep. An ankle, an ACL. And in comes Cahill.
Cahill's a player that was inserted after warm-ups before UVA. You noted an ankle injury to the starter and really slotted right in. Now, has only had to face 1 shot through 2 games, and so a really positive sign for Tony DeLuz in that Peyton Cahill has gotten her feet under, built some confidence, and hopefully for this Deke team's stepped into that role between the pipes.
Tony DeLuz mentioning kind of likes that Cahill hasn't quite realized how big of a moment it is to be the number 3. She's just kind of going out there and playing. On the touch, number 7, Christine Johnson. 35, Murphy. Offside flag goes up on Kaya Hanks, the Deke's leading scorer with 6 on the year. The Hawaiian now in her 30th start of her Deacon career.
You start to get the gist, though, of what Wake Forest is capable through possession in doing, breaking you down side to side and then waiting for a really good moment to look for the slip into the likes of Kaya Hanks on one side or Nikki Small on that right side.
2-0 for Wake against Virginia Tech in their last matchup to end the month of September. Hanks and Murphy scoring goals in the second half, improving the Deeks to 2-1-1 in the ACC. 7 total points. Trying to fight Clemson for a spot. In the first 2 seeds of the ACC standings, they get buys in the ACC tournament. And so in theory, we've got a handful of teams right now vying for them. About a month left to play in the year. Morris into space, into the width. Bump and a foul going down was Kylan Grant, the junior from Ontario, Canada. Grant's put a lot of miles on those legs, over 3,200 minutes in her career. This is her 36th start at Cuse. A player that ran track and played basketball, a 3-sport athlete in high school. Grant playing right back, by the way, tonight, Patty, after playing some center back as well throughout the season. Injuries have forced Nikki Adams to move people around. You see Vanda Kloot playing center back instead of playing higher up on the pitch because of that as well. Deeks in the goal, charging on into the 18. Small across, pretty good ball. Trouble dealing with it was Anna Rupert. Cuse able to clear it away. Can they transition? One of the keys of the game for the Orange. Can they get Fleury and Rauch into space?
Well, and again, Wake Forest just showing how dynamic they are in wide areas. That time, again, Nikki Small getting down that right-hand side and asking questions of that Syracuse back line.
Patty, 10 minutes in, what do you want to see from both of these teams after talking to Coach Adams, Coach DeLuz, and watching the film and breakdown yourself?
Well, you almost saw Syracuse with a dream start in that they were able to press Wake Forest deep in their own half and not allow them to play through possession. Now we're seeing Wake Forest start to build into this game through midfield. Here you just get a gist of how dynamic they are. Again, Emily Morris carrying that ball 40 yards forward, trying to slip in Nikki Small, a step offside. But again, time and again, we get to look back here at Nikki Small just mistiming that run, and a good call from our assistant referee. But that's where Wake Forest is at their best, building through the midfield and finding that slip in behind.
Dangerous player like Nikki Small, who leads the ACC in assists with 7, tied with Taylor Huff of Florida State for that mark. She's been active on that right side, turning again towards the 6-yard box. This one's off the post. It was Hanks.
Well, if we said it once, we said it 5 times now. But if you're Syracuse, you have got to get tight to Nikki Small and not allow her to put the ball across, because time and again, those crosses so dangerous. Kaya Hanks finding the end of that one and ultimately denied by the post, but another good chance for Wake.
Turning, looking, Murphy. Players converge, first time cross into the 18. A swarm of gold and black. And a poor touch for Johnson will be a Syracuse throw. See the press coming from Wake Forest. A team that has 3 results in a row. The win at Virginia Tech, a 2-0 win against Virginia right before that. A draw against NC State back on September 21st. So 7 points in your last 3, you'll take it. Knocks it forward. This is better from Cuse now, trying to flip the field. Oh, but a little push. And a foul.
Never even touched that.
Syracuse at 2-9-1 on the year, 5-1 defeat to Clemson in their last match at historic Riggs Field. Tigers 29-2 in shots. Fleury, a goal late in the first half, made it 2-1 momentarily before Clemson scored 3 more. A really good team Eddie Radwanski has over there in Clemson, South Carolina. Foul here at SU Stadium.
And really good work there from Hannah Pilley, just to use that body to back off and shield that ball, allow that Syracuse team to win the foul, to break that Wake press, and take your breath and see if you can build into the attack.
Grant on the throw. Cleared away. That was Ansbro. Now Cuse, maybe they can enjoy a spell of possession. Not there. Murphy. Towards the center of the pitch, charging onto the 18, looking for runners. Opts for behind Malaika Mina, the junior from Slough, England. Malaika making her 39th start for the Deacons. I want to remind you, we've got a great Week 6 ACC network football lineup. that starts Saturday at noon with Virginia hosting William & Mary, and then 3-1 Wake is in Death Valley to take on Dabo Swinney and Clemson. We'll cap the day with undefeated number 17 Miami and Georgia Tech at 8. All 3 games also available on the ESPN app, so you can watch it anywhere. Patty, not going to mention how the Cavaliers are doing so far this season. I think we'll leave that one where it is.
Second half of the season team, for sure.
No doubt. Murphy, captain's armband, in pink. Clean touch there from Morris. Tony DeLuise saying Emily Morris makes this team better whenever she touches the ball. She's able to find teammates, has a knack for scoring goals as well. Just 1 this season, but 4 last season, along with 3 assists. There's a clip, a foul. $16 minutes down so far in the first half. Still 0-0. Someone trying to find the opener. The Adams and this Q's team have battled a ton of adversity so far this season. Injuries galore. Perhaps Wake now inching closer to finding one. Murphy. Savashi. Flipped over the top. Late run to the ball. Mina's on it. Hanks. Overlapping run there from Johnson. Dispossessed throw in. Coming now for Syracuse.
This is good from Syracuse. When they're able to get numbers behind the ball and slow that Wake attack, they'll be in good shape. It's when Wake is able to throw numbers forward to get at you quickly and show some of that athleticism up front in which they can create some real problems. So for Nikki Adams, a good start through 18 minutes, just organizing that Syracuse team and keeping the ball in front of them.
Here's a look at Nikki Thrasher Adams. We asked her if the last 2 seasons, has this ball played direct, all the way back to Cahill, have made Coach Adams a better coach. And she said, look, it's been tough, but I've had to find ways to reinvent the wheel. Watching a ton of film, maybe even more so than I ever have. Watching players individually, breaking them down for the opposing team so that I can find matchups that I like, where we match up 1v1 well.
But it's interesting on the point of film study, Aria. One of the things that Nikki Thrasher Adams told us was at times she can't even put players out for practice because of the workload that they have to do, being depleted through injuries, only having 14, 15 players. So they've had to use that time to watch film, to learn in the classroom, and they're a better team for it. Just looking for those results, though, to match up that study.
Patty, she said, look, I can put on a bib. Assistant coaches Brandon Neuer and Alex Zaroyan can put on a bib, but we don't move like we used to. We can't replicate what they're going to see out on the pitch night in and night out in the ACC. It's been a challenge. It feels like when Cuse has a reason for optimism, a year in which they feel good about their chances, about taking that next step. Another rash of adversity hits. Going the other way. Calling her games last season for Cuse, Nikki Adams had said, look, we're finally forming an identity as a program. And that was in the midst of winning 8 of their first 11. A lot of that coming in non-conference play. And again, you feel like you're putting the pillars down to get better. And sometimes you take one step forward and 2 steps back for reasons that are not completely within your own grasp. Pretty good run. Corner coming for Wake.
Well, it's well done there from Alyssa Abramson just to keep pace with Nikki Small. When Nikki Small takes this touch here and just finds that extra gear, Alyssa Abramson there with her the entire way. A good block to force the corner there.
Still 0-0. Kaya Hanks hit the post in the 12th minute. It's been really the best chance by either team. Top 5 in the ACC in goals for Hanks. Outswinging ball towards the 6, going up and punching it away, Vanderbosch. Shay Vanderbosch, the sophomore from Lancaster, New York.
And you get a look here at just the capabilities of Shay Vanderbosch. A really strong right hand there to just parry that one away and not allow a chance on frame. A really nice play there from the sophomore.
Nikki Adams calling her so mature for such a young player. Highly recruited out of the state of New York. They were able to keep her home. Nice touch. Johnson creates her space. Service dealt with well. And cleared out by Van de Kloot. Big tackle by Ashley Rauch. And a free kick now coming for Wake. A chance to potentially, Patty, put this in the box.
Right, and certainly if you're Wake Forest, you want to curl this ball just in front of that 6-yard box of Shay Vanderbosch. Make the goalkeeper make a decision and see if you can find a gold shirt on the end of this.
Zara Shavashi. Potomac, Maryland native, the junior. Her 43rd game as a Demon Deacon. Towards that edge of the 18. Pretty solid effort so far from Cuse. They have been organized. Nikki Adams told us we've got to be as organized as we've ever been. We want to try and keep Wake on one side of the field if we can. Thought against Clemson, it was too easy to come through the middle for the Tigers and switch the point of attacks. Being able to really come at this Cuse backline from different angles. So far, so good, though, for the Orange. Flag went up again on Nikki Small. Here comes Cuse. Down the right flank. Johnson wins the foot race. And a foul. Nine fouls total in this one so far. Just over 21 minutes to play here in this first half. Still 0-0. Syracuse, 2 wins on the year. Haven't won since August 27th. 2-1 win over Binghamton. Drop back, Vanderbosch will clear it forward. Murphy corrals Malaika Mina. Small turning, angling onto her left. Mina will have a hit. Vanderbosch doing what she does best, keeping it out of the net. What a save for the sophomore.
Well, all around here, look at Nikki Small just going to work with that footwork, lays this one off. Malika Mina, a tremendous hit, and boom! What a save from Shay Vanderbosch to keep this game level.
Deacons growing into the match. You can kind of see the attacks gaining some steam. Hanks, the sophomore. From the right corner, flag up in the air, down. Saved off the line. And misses the mark. Mina, though, chases it down. Shivashi. Into that outside space to the left of the left back. Go for a goal kick. Want to remind you that women's sports take over the afternoon every Sunday right here on ACC Network. And this week we start at noon Eastern with volleyball. Wake squaring off against Syracuse. Then it's a soccer doubleheader, NC State hosting Virginia. And we cap the afternoon with #1 North Carolina and 22nd ranked Duke in Durham at 4 Eastern. Out on the touch to Grant. Foul goes against Nikki Small from Pickering, Canada. Has been called up to that senior Canadian national team. Nominated for the best youth player in the country a couple of seasons back. I heard Patty mention that she missed all of 2022, and she did. She was training with the Canadian national team in the preseason in the month of August and went down. Ended up missing the year for Tony DeLuz and these Deacons. Now Johnson, the Icelandic youth international. Giveaway, flag staying down. Is this a chance? Flurry's through. She puts it into the net. Hughes striking first at home.
Well, who else but Aaron Fleury? We talked about Syracuse, what they wanted to do to Wake Forest. They wanted to bait them into it and create those turnovers. They did just that. It's good interplay between Pilley and Aaron Fleury. So much composure in the box from Aaron Fleury to pick her spot, put this one past Peyton Cahill, and put the Syracuse Orange up 1-0.
9th goal of Fleury's career, and Dad David is loving it. Does he already have the highlight? He's probably pulled us up. What a moment for father and daughter there. I mean, Aaron Fleury, the Energizer Bunny of this Cuse team, has been an emotional leader, Patty, through these adverse times. We've got some cool stuff with her recorded before the game started. Hope we can get to that here at some point in this game, but you're going to see just what kind of personality she is and how proud Nikki Adams and the entire Syracuse Orange program are of her.
Well, and her soccer IQ is just so high. She's got to pick her times coming out of that midfield for Syracuse, when to press and when to drop in. Picked a perfect time there, created a turnover deep in that Wake Forest half, and then just showed how much composure inside the box, not to rush it, but to pick her spot, and a world-class finish in the end there from Aaron Fleury.
And number 21, Mackenzie
4 goals last season. Tops that with her 5th. Now in her sophomore year. What a start for Cuse, huh? Nikki Adams has talked about the fight that this program has still shown, that this club has still shown. A couple weeks ago against Florida State, took 2 different leads at different points in the ball game. It'd be easy to lay down and accept your fate, but not Cuse. Nice move by Hanks, whipping it across, dangerous spot. Took a deflection on the shot from Murphy. Did Vanderbosch get there before it crossed the line? Took an awkward spill too.
And yet again, Wake Forest finding the way, this time down the left-hand side with Kai Hanks, and a good block. We just saw on the attacking end score a goal, and now we see her in her own box, Aaron Fleury with the block. And as you say, just a little bit of a lost footing there for Shay vanderbosch. Seems to be okay, though.
Five saves coming into this game for Shay vanderbosch, one of the leaders in the country in that mark. Giveaway here. Cuse barreling in, looking for an equalizer. Vanderbosch, clean grab off a wicked bounce.
Now if you're Syracuse, you want to kill this game into halftime. You want to settle in, keep the ball in front of you, and find your way into the locker room up 1-0 to get that breather, to reset it, because there's a lot of soccer left to be played. Take this one in chunks, and the next 15 minutes really important for Nikki Adams' team.
Johnson, Hanks, dropping it back. Hansbrough. Didn't get the touch right. However, it's chased down. That's Dempsey Brown, the freshman. Out into space, far right. Murphy taking her with, really good ball in, dealt with. Johnson turning. Hansbrough occupies the space. Creates some width, now Murphy. Shivashi. Murphy, hard tackle. Foul call, Vandekloot guilty of it.
It's a little bit overzealous here. Good touch from Emily Murphy there, and Vandekloot just a little bit too much on the challenge, taking Murphy down in a dangerous spot here for Wake Forest. This is a ball that you want to see whipped just in front of goal, right at that 6-yard box. See if you can get a runner in the 6-yard box.
Vandekloot missed a couple of games playing with the Belgian national team a couple of weeks back, starting her career at Central Arkansas. Guilty of the foul. Dangerous opportunity now for Emily Morris and the Deeks. Towards that back post. Shot down, a whistle. The flag go up, or was there a foul?
It's just slightly missed time there in the end from Laurel Hansbrough. But another really important set piece for Wake Forest, kind of gone awry. The service into the box just not good enough from Emily Morris, and you sort of get the feeling now Syracuse building into this game, starting to see a little bit of frustration from that Wake side.
SU Soccer Stadium on the campus of Syracuse. Beautiful state of New York, where the Orange right now enjoying a 1-0 lead. Former national champion Patty Foss and Arya Masudi joining you here this evening, our entire ACC network crew. Corner coming for Wake Forest. Third corner, towards the back post. Vanderbosch punches it out, took a knock on the back of the head. And there's the whistle and a foul.
And it's yet another strong physical play, inner 6-yard box from Shay vanderbosch. This time, both fists on the ball, and then just a little knock at the end from Laurel Ansborough will win the free kick, but so commanding of that 6-yard box has Shay vanderbosch been here in the first half.
She's been fantastic so far. She's got the goal from Erin Fleury in the 28th minute. As Nikki Adams looks on. Morris onto her right foot, blocked by Rauch. Now Fleury, a burst of speed into space. Closed down quickly. Give the Deke some credit. And Grant able to beat Hanks to the ball. Morris clipped, foul called. A stoppage of play. We're going to have our first booking. We are indeed. Rauch, a couple of hard tackles in a row, and this time the yellow is shown.
And this is a good decision in the end from the center referee, Lucas Feathers, because for as well as she has played, Ashley Rauch has gone into some crunching tackles, and you'll see that one for persistent infringement as much as for the tackle itself.
Freshman from Reston, Virginia.
Scored
Scored earlier this season against Binghamton, and the last time Cuse won a game. Morris. Cleared from danger for the time being. Mina. Good cutback. And a nice run into the box. Cuse converging on the ball, clearing it out. Shivashi deposits it right back into the box and once again cleared away. Oh, great move there by Hanks. The momentum of the ball, carrying it over the touchline for a throw.
Right, if you're Syracuse, you just need to slow down on this throw and see if you can catch your breath, start to get a little bit of possession as you see Kai Hanks taking a second there.
Stoppage of play. A little bit under 9.5 left to play.
Cheers.
So they will tend to Kaya Hanks as we take a look at the teams in the top 25 from the ACC. Patty, this conference no stranger to success. And again, this year no different than any other. But you do have some new names in there as well. Clemson and Wake adding extra depth to what is already a phenomenal league.
Well, that's right. And really, Clemson has probably been the story of the fall thus far. I mean, that attack is so dynamic. You got McKenna Morris from her left back spot. You got Jenna Tobia, and really just an all-around quality side down in Clemson. But no surprise, 1-2 North Carolina, Florida State rolling and looking for some titles here in a few weeks.
Those two teams met up for an instant classic a couple of weeks ago, 3-3. See Hanks just trying to get some pressure on that right foot.
Zo, hey, it's a throw in.
You hope for the best. Now Wake has to adjust.
Give over.
Number 3 leading scorer in the ACC,
Rhea.
and Kaya Hanks.
Over.
And Liv Stoll will come in. The senior from Londonderry, New Hampshire.
Substitution for Wake Forest, number 11,
Still a pretty good piece to bring off the bench. Led the team with 14 points in 2022, 5 goals, 4 assists. Rauch defending Morris. Johnson running on. Very, very active first half for Rauch. (1-0) Cuse, under 9 to play in this first stanza. Told by our great talent stats man, David Kaplan, that the goal that Wake allowed was its first since the NC State game back on September 21st, a span of over 227 minutes of play without giving up a goal. How about that for Tony DeLuse's back line?
Well, and just so stout across not only that back four also is 4 players who have all played center back at some point, so very quality on the defensive side of the ball as much as they are going forward. But Peyton Cahill, that's the first goal she's given up as a goalkeeper for Wake Forest. Only the second shot on goal she'd seen, so it's something to watch as this game ticks along, and because she will likely be asked to make another save or 2 in this game. So is that confidence there for the junior and someone who's just building into that role?
No doubt. Just 7 goals given up by Wake now on the year. Came in just north of half a goal a game. You get a look at Cahill. Throw it, Cuse.
Is it? Hey!
Vandekloot averaging north of 84 minutes per game so far this season. Began her college career at Central Arkansas before transferring. Giveaway. Deeks. Good ball into space, all just too heavy for Christine Johnson, the junior from Reykjavik, Iceland.
Shift! If you jump, it's a foul from behind, but you don't. Be strong!
Patty, I'll be interested to hear Tony DeLuse's thoughts on this one. If it stands like this, we'll get Nikki Adams going into the locker room break. The adjustments that Wake Forest must make. They've played pretty well, right, at times.
But it's an interesting spot for Tony DeLuse and his staff, because you're right, Wake Forest has dominated this game through possession. They've created chances, they just haven't put one in the back of the net, and so to have that Aaron Fleury goal against you and find yourself down 1-0, it's just as much about keeping your composure as it is about continue to do the right things, find players out in wide spaces like you see here with Nikki Small, and continue to get that ball in the box, because the goals are going to come if you're Wake Forest. You just cannot let that frustration boil over.
How about Cuse? Had given up 12 goals in its last 3 contests, and tonight so far none. Morris. Nice move to evade a defender. Shivashi. Chip towards that back post. Confident as ever, Vanderbosch. Space. Rupert 1v1 into the box on her right foot. Sliding tackle, recovering Rupert. Four and a half to play here in the first. See how the Deacs respond. Haven't trailed since they did against NC State. As mentioned, back on September 21st. Pretty good ball. Another shot, another goal! It came out of thin air, but Cuse feeling good at home. They've doubled their lead.
Well, out of thin air, indeed. You just lull yourself to sleep, and then Raya James finding herself in the box. A good ball across from Anna Rupert, and a fantastic one-time finish to the far post from Raya James to double the Syracuse lead and beat Peyton Cahill. An absolute dream first half for Nikki Thrasher-Adams and the Syracuse Orange.
First goal of the season for James. Look at the smile on her face. There is an energy level at SU Stadium that hasn't been there in quite a while.
Now you're good, now you're up.
Monterey in for Rupert. How do you not feel good for Nikki Adams and this Cuse team? A lot of game left, but about as good of a first half as you can imagine, right? They've picked their spots. They've defended well. Vanderbosch has given them some good moments. And they have been clinical when they've had the opportunities. Wake find one. And they find that lifeline before the break. That one gonna miss the mark.
Right, if we talked about that period after the first Syracuse goal and trying to get to halftime with a 1-0 lead, now this last 2+ minutes is so important for Nikki Thrasher-Adams in Syracuse. Don't let the emotion overwhelm you. Stay compact, stay in a good shape, and find yourself into halftime with a 2-0 lead, because that's a lead that you can sit on for 45 minutes and set yourself up to succeed with.
What's impressed you most about Syracuse, Patty?
Well, I think that they really have come out with a game plan in which they've been committed to, and that's they're going to sit behind the ball. They're going to allow Wake to have a large portion of the possession, but when they pick their times to go forward, they've done it with conviction, and they've been rewarded for it. I mean, this is a Syracuse team that's had 2 chances in this game, maybe 3 if you count the one that we had in the opening seconds, and 2 really good finishes. I mean, nothing Peyton Cahill could do on either goal. So just a clinical finishing from Syracuse in this first half.
Fleury and James, the 2 goal scorers.
You know, the other thing that we have to touch on, Aria, is this is a Syracuse team that's 2-9-1. They could easily have closed up shop, just rolled out here and just gotten out of the season, but they time and again just refuse to do so. They've been in games, they've battled with the likes of Florida State. Now they're finding themselves with a 2-0 lead on a really, really good Wake Forest team. A Wake Forest team, by the way, that is an ACC title contender coming into this game, and they've been rewarded with a really strong first 44 minutes. Now, a lot of soccer yet to be played, but so much positive for Nikki Adams and this Orange team.
One minute to play in the half. Syracuse had only had 1 goal in its last 180 minutes, with 2 of them already. And you see that back line for Wake. About a third of their season goal total here tonight. Miss it.
I think
by Rauch.
what's so surprising about that, Aria, is like we're sitting here and Wake Forest has not played poorly. They've been punished for really 2 moments in switching off, but they've been dominant through most of this game and yet find themselves in that 2-0 hole. Just shows you what a cruel game this can be at times.
Yeah, Patty, just 3 shots total for Cuse tonight. 2 on goal. Both have found the net. They've been ruthless. Final few seconds tick off the clock. Knowles Aaron Fleury first in the 28th minute. That was fun, huh? One of a kind.
Get
in! All in, guys! Come on!
Set the record for the number of times you can say the word fire in 2 minutes.
So much fun, Aaron Fleury. And then she backed it up in the first 45 minutes, though. I don't know that I saw the backflip.
No, I didn't see it either. As a corner kick coming for Wake and vanderbosch able to gobble. I got to say, Aaron made me promise that I would shout out. We've already said hi to Dad David, but Mom Nicole and sister Shay, who she says is pretty much a miniature version of me. (2-0) for Cuse. And Fleury and James. If you're just joining us here, start of the second half. Cuse 2, Deeks 0. SU Soccer Stadium, Aria Masudi and Patty Voss. One of us has won a national championship. It's not me.
I think if Florida State had a men's program, you'd be all right.
Thank you for doing that. I was going to give you that and let you just have the accolades. Play-by-play sets up the color, makes them look good, but I do appreciate you even in the score. We did talk to Tony DeLuz at halftime. He gave us a couple of minutes and some interesting tidbits, Patty, from what they want to do, namely going into a 3-4-3 to create more of a high press.
Yeah, I think it's interesting to note that high press and the change in formation to that 3-4-3, knowing that you have to get an early goal, A, and B, you're going to need multiple goals because, frankly, a tie isn't even good enough here in Syracuse. This has got to be a game in which you take 3 points. So throwing numbers forward as we've seen early on here for Wake.
Okay, but how do you respond now if you're Cuse, right? The tactics are going to change. You're going to be under a wave of pressure for the next 40 minutes. How do you combat that?
Well, I think you're going to start to see Syracuse drop deeper and deeper, and there's 2 blocks of 4, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Nikki Thrasher-Adams go into a 4-5-1 and just sit in a low block and make Wake come at you. When Wake is at their best, it's when they can get in behind with that speed. If you limit the space in behind, you should be in good shape.
Get the feeling for Wake, if you can find an early goal and give yourself a majority of that second half to find the equalizer, to maybe have some doubt creep back into the minds of Syracuse, who haven't won a ton of games, right, over the last couple of seasons, that maybe that will play to your advantage. And you feel like if Cuse holds on, the longer that they hold on without giving up a goal, the more that confidence increases.
I think that's right. And listen, this is a Syracuse team that pushed Florida State just over a week ago and was up in that game not only once but twice. Have they learned from that experience and have they grown from it? We're going to find out in the final 40 minutes. But you're already seeing Nikki Thrasher-Adams, Brandon DeNoyer on that Syracuse sideline telling the players, let's slow things down and let's take the life out of this game.
Interesting to monitor as this night rolls on. It's ACC Network doubleheader. Out for a throw. Asia Cobb, the senior from Plantation, Florida.
Same side, hand, same side, yep. Just the
second time that Wake has trailed at the half, by the way. They are 0-1 on the year, Notre Dame. The last loss that Wake even took in general this season, a 3-1 defeat. This league will humble you, no doubt. Just when you think you have it figured out, you start feeling good about yourself. Top to bottom, on any given night, any team can beat you. This is good from Cuse. Enjoyed some possession. That's Hannah Johnson, 20. Our first look at her tonight, the Atlanta, Georgia native. Up ahead to Rauch, cut off by Savashi. Adams called Ashley Rauch the workhorse of this Cuse team. And you've seen that here tonight. Not afraid to get in there, to mix it up, crunching tackles. She'll take a yellow. Has one tonight, matter of fact.
And we know Ashley Rauch is playing in that deep six center midfield position, but it seemed like she was playing every position on the field in the first 45. I mean, popping up everywhere, just a huge motor.
Well, Virginia taking an early lead. The Who's on the road at Clemson. An 8th minute goal from Flamia. That's big, huh? The Who's need that one, Patty, bad.
It's massive for Steve Swanson and a team that has been a little bit unfortunate. It's sort of like Syracuse in that they've taken some serious injuries, but Jill Flamia finding the opener down at Clemson.
We'll have a chance to see the Who's on Sunday. They play NC State in Raleigh. That one right here on ACC Network as well. This is go time, huh? Like, this is it for the final few spots. You've got probably a handful of games left to try and jockey in the standings.
But it feels like every year, Aria, it's the same story, and that's just the depth of this league and how much fun it can be, especially as you flip the page to the second half of the ACC slate, and so many teams with so much to play for, including, I mean, you have an 0-4 Syracuse team here that is pushing Wake Forest up 2-0, and their season not quite over if they can get a result here tonight.
Shivashi turning. From 30, Anna Swanson. Hard tackle from Johnson. A couple of subs into the game, inserted at half for Wake. Into the box, running on. Swanson again, not able to get there. And cleared out for a Wake throw.
Well, we noted, talking to Tony DeLuz, the importance that he put on getting an early goal in this second half. On the flip side, if you're Syracuse, you have to take this second half in 3 15-minute periods. If you can get through that first 15 minutes, this last 5 minutes here, still up 2-0, that's the first job to be done.
Oh boy, it looks like Aaron Fleury's down as well.
And it looked like it was just a bit of an awkward step on the ball here from Aaron Fleury. Oh, yep, just coming together there with Emily Morris, and You hope to see her pop back up.
As her father looks on. Hold your breath if you're a Syracuse fan. Six teams make this ACC tournament. And by the way, and the top 2 seeds get byes. And then 3, 6, 4, 5 play on campus sites in the quarterfinals. And you look at the teams that are in the mix right now, certainly still about 5 games to go. And so a lot of work left to be done for a number of these programs. But Patty, I mean, it's going to be an incredible ACC tournament.
Oh, no doubt, an incredible end of the season, really. I mean, you look at spots 5 and 6, and there's only 3 points between 5 and 10. So knowing that not only 6 get in, but those top 2 get byes through to the semifinals of the ACC tournament, just so much to play for year in and year out, and certainly 2023 no different.
3 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, and so teams continuing to vie for a potential spot in the ACC Women's Soccer Championship, November 2nd to the 5th in Cary, North Carolina. And you see the dates specifically for each round. The semis and the championship will be in Cary, North Carolina. That quarterfinal round, by the way, on campus sites, and all games on ACC Network or on ESPNU. See Fleury back up on her feet, able to put some weight and walk under her own power.
That's a really good sign for Syracuse to see Erin Fleury coming off on her own volition. You know, you talk about Syracuse fans holding their breath to see her go down. I would say college soccer fans, just because she has been so good tonight and all fall, just a joy to watch on the pitch and off.
Momentary pause. Fleury heads to the bench. We will monitor to see if she re-enters this game. Cuse will need her. See how Wake responds themselves down for the first time in over 2.5 games.
But a really important spot here for Mackenzie Dupre, being just inserted into a really hard position in that central midfield in a game that's been so emotional, so up and down. Can she find her feet early, make an easy pass, and build into this game, because that is not an easy spot to be inserted into.
Patty, not a team that has a ton of depth, right? Not too many numbers of options to bring off the bench for Nikki Adams.
Not a ton of depth, and then you talk about all the injuries. I mean, this is a team that really only has 15 or 16 healthy bodies, let alone viable options in spots. So some interesting coaching going on from Nikki Adams to set this team up.
Swanson has it cleared away. We mentioned injuries. Kate Murphy, a concussion against Virginia Tech. She's out here tonight. They're hoping to get her back in the near future. You just kind of add that to the list.
Well, and we've seen Zoe Vandekloot in the center of midfield for the majority of this fall. She's playing center back, remember, to push Kylan Grant to the right to fill in for an injured Kendall Lawher. So really a lot of roles out of position, a lot of different responsibilities being asked of this Syracuse team to close this game out.
over 11 minutes in to this second half. Still 2-0 Cuse. Small, really good move, creates that space. It's still small. Decision time, no PK given. Follow, doesn't matter, it's a goal. Anna Swanson gives Wake a lifeline.
Well, and it's such a good run from Nikki Small into the box, just asking questions of this Syracuse back line. A good tackle first there in the box, and then the second one there from Vandekloot, but just the ball finding its way in the end to Anna Swanson. A really fantastic job from the junior to follow up on that play, to power one home and to half the Syracuse lead.
Second goal of the year for Anna Swanson, the junior from Santa Fe, New Mexico. And still over 33 minutes left, too, for Tony DeLuza's side to try and level this thing up.
Well, and that's the first job well done for Tony DeLuza and Wake Forest. They knew they needed to get an early goal to climb back into this game. Now they've gotten that. The mountain has been cut in half. They can see, they can smell an equalizer now and have over half hour to find one.
A little bit of adversity being handed to Cuse in this game, in a season full of it. How do they respond? We'll find out. Nikki Adams telling us this team's tough. They're resilient. They enjoy playing with each other. They've been close. You mentioned that Florida State match a couple of games ago. They led twice in that one at 2 different moments and into the second half. Florida State ends up coming back 3-2. See if they've learned anything from that. How to see a game out, how to close one down and get their first conference victory of the year. But Wake smelling it now. Back into the box, really good move to create. Vanderbosch, big rebound, not quite there. Still with the Deeks in the box. Second shot into the breadbasket.
Oh, and yet again, Malika Mina finding her way into the box. A good effort on frame. Fantastic kick save there from Shay Vanderbosch. And then bounces back out. Vanderbosch back into position. A routine save. And yet again, Shay Vanderbosch showing why she's one of the best shot stoppers in the nation.
Fifth save of the night.
Hi, Mom.
For Vanderbosch. We've been told Aaron Fleury is looking to check back into this game. It's been Wake who's threatening. They've got the goal here in the second half, thanks to Anna Swanson. A lot of time left. Good touch forward. Optimistic run. Shot saved again, Vanderbosch. That time Murphy. Still Wake. Looking for the equalizer. See the difference in shots, 12-3. In this second half specifically, 6-0 in favor of Wake.
And you're starting to see the effects of chasing the ball for the first hour of this game on the Syracuse team. Just starting to get a little bit leggy, having to drop deeper and deeper into their own half and really just deal with wave after wave of attack from Wake Forest, just hoping to cling to that 1-goal lead.
Edge of the 18 now. Swanson's got one! That one might have touched the crossbar. Vanderbosch might have got a hand on it as well. Small trying to bring it down for a shot. Could not quite get it cleanly. Cuse out of the woods, at least for the moment. Oden crunched down. Foul given.
That's such good work from Alyssa Abramson to get out of their own half for Syracuse and to relieve the pressure. But Wake Forest is looking so strong to start this second half. Yet again, it's Anna Swanson, and just the slightest of fingertips there from Shay vanderbosch to push it onto the bar and maintain that 1-goal lead. Shay vanderbosch, as we've seen time and again this fall, standing on her head to keep the ball out of the back of the net.
My goodness, one of the best keepers in the ACC. This one loose. Cuse was trying to sniff out a third. Amina into space. Morris charging on. Now the edge of the box. Morris! Ooh, whistles wide.
Well, Emily Morris has been sensational all night. This no different. Pushing it to that left foot. Ultimately, you can't find that far post. But Emily Morris, another great run out of midfield, asking questions of Syracuse, looking for that equalizer.
Flurry back in. A good sign for Cuse fans. Just 3 wins all time for Cuse against ranked opponents. Looking for a 4th. Could Fleury's goal make a difference? We'll find out. 27 minutes left to play. Small. A burst of speed. Murphy.
Go with her, Murphy. What's the big option? Pick it up.
Fleury clearing it away. She is gutting it out, isn't she?
And you knew she would. If she has a leg to stand on, she's going to be out there grinding it out for this team, as Erin Fleury was so good in the first half, as we've come to know. Just performance after performance, the emotional leader of this team, trying to will this Syracuse team to a win.
Carving out space, finds a teammate. Johnson. Morris has it cleared away by Grant. Throw in coming now for Wake. Johnson. Small. Still small. Great tackle. Guess who? Erin Fleury.
Out of the 18. Wait, Sonny, wait.
Mina. Foul called.
Well, time and again, it's been Erin Fleury on the offensive side and the defensive. Well-timed challenge there into the box. And then another one to win a free kick and relieve pressure for Syracuse in that midfield. She's back, and she's back with a vengeance, just hobbling around that midfield, finding a way, willing her team to victory.
And Malika Mina going to go into the book, by the way, as well, getting a yellow card.
Yellow card has been issued to Wake Forest's number 10, Malika Mina, in the 65th minute.
Booted up ahead. Grant, couldn't quite get around on it. Check that, that's Asia Cop 18. The senior from Plantation, Florida. Now he's subbed. Raya James, whose goal right now would stand to be the game winner, in for Hannah Pilley.
All right, you have cage, Good. Up!
Johnson. Time and space to operate. Picks out her options. Switches the point of attack. Murphy. 1v1. Better defending and going down. It's Abramson.
Relax, wait, relax. In. Swanee, in.
Get in the box.
Big throw.
Come on. Swanee, in the box.
Small. Swanson already has one goal and hit the crossbar that time if it didn't take a touch, which it did not. It'll just be a goal kick.
Come on. Get up.
How about this update? Early first half from South Bend. BC 1, Ella Richards. They are stunning Notre Dame. A lot of time left.
When we talk about the parity of this league, there's only 2 teams that started 0-4. This one, Syracuse, who are stunning Wake Forest as we watch, and then Jason Lowe's Boston College team, who are beating a really quality side in Notre Dame. So top to bottom, so much talent in this league.
A great game brewing here at SU Stadium.
Post.
Want to remind you that Saturday afternoon at 11, the ACC Huddle Crew will kick off the day at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, a 90-minute pregame show leading into UVA, hosting William & Mary at noon. Also having halftime shows, pre- and post-game shows throughout the day, then back at 6:30 to wrap up the afternoon with highlights and analysis. Georgia Tech Miami coming up at 8 o'clock on Saturday night as well on ACCN. Should be a fun day of football.
Put it back in the box, you two.
Corner. It's loose. Still going. This shot saved. Blocked at the line. Wake is looking for an answer. Q's throwing bodies out on the line. Mina service. This one, Johnson didn't quite whip around on it.
Well, it's a good ball into the box yet again from Anna Swanson. Find your way in there, and then it's just chaos in the 6-yard box. Syracuse throwing bodies in front of the ball, finding a way to find the blocks and get out of trouble there. Just another quality chance for the Deeks.
Seven saves on the evening for Vanderbosch. Murphy to Small. In a gap. Again, Syracuse had the answer, had the response in defense. Now releasing the pressure into Wake's defensive half. James. Johnson. Shavashi. Hughes applying pressure. They've created the turnover. Oh, James couldn't find Fleury. That worked to perfection in the first half for Cuse a couple of times. Almost had that recipe again here.
And you see Nikki Thrasher-Adams with causing that giveaway again. Is Syracuse unable to find a chance on this one? But that's a dangerous game if you're Wake Forest. You know that's the only way Syracuse can beat you if you beat yourself, and so got to be more careful with the ball at the back.
This service misses the runner, Johnson. Goal kick, Cuse on the cross from Morris. If you're Syracuse right now, if you're the Orange, you are in no hurry to put the ball down. Everything in slow motion. Anxiety building over on the Cuse bench.
It's going to be a long 20 minutes for that bench for Syracuse.
Number 10, Hannah Pelly, waiting to enter the match. And on the next whistle. Good ball into the width. Wake, cross to the back post. Ooh, missed everyone. Chasing it down though, Morris. Low shot. Vanderbosch watches it to her right innocently.
And now you've seen Syracuse just sitting in that low block as you see Hannah Pilley reinserted into the game. Sitting in that low block, making Wake beat them with the ball in front of them, not allowing Wake in behind. So if you're Wake Forest, you got to get the ball wide and you got to get service into the box. Stretch the field, see if you can find pockets of space and create chances on Shay vanderbosch's net.
And we got a great one coming up for you right after this one. This has been a great appetizer for NC State and Virginia Tech. Jen Hildreth, Casey White having the call from Blacksburg. Murphy, oh, left-footed shot. The rebound there, airmails. Helium on the ball. What is it going to take from Wake, Patty?
Wow, this is so good from Emily Murphy to get into the box, ultimately trying to cut one back with her left foot. The second effort from Hannah Johnson in the end going high, but really good individual work from Emily Murphy. The only thing missing, as it's been missing all night, is that final finish.
Time ticking down. Wake was able to find one here in this second half. They've totaled 20 shots. Vanderbosch plays it with her feet, cleverly waits, and falls on top of the ball. (14-0) second half. Shots for Wake Forest.
I mean, that's a pretty absurd stat, Aria, when you think about it and you look at it, and to know that this Wake Forest team has only put one in the back of the net, sort of amazing from Shay vanderbosch.
Wake continuing the pressure. Swanson was running on. Tony DeLuz told us we're going to up the pressure, see what happens. We've got to put them under some stress and anxiety. Swanson, Mina has time to pick out a teammate in gold. She does just that in the form of Nikki Small. Murphy, captain's armband on her right. Still Murphy. Swanson, cross into the box. Too much for Johnson. Couple of Cuse players down.
And you know just how much Syracuse has had to put in from a physical standpoint, not just today, but with a depleted roster, knowing that those are heavy legs, getting deep into a match in which they've defended for long, long periods. And so just trying to get a little bit of a stretch to see if you can leg it out for the final 16 minutes.
Aaron Flaherty has been there for her teammates all year long. Nikki Adams saying she would play defense if she had to. Said she's a striker by trade, but we've had to put her in the midfield. We have asked her to do things that she has had to adapt to, all while being the emotional leader, right, Patty? The energy, and we saw that in our mic'd up segment with her. She is just the life of the party for this Syracuse team.
I mean, she'd have to play defense if she had to. She's had like 8 blocks in her own box today to go with her goal and an assist on the attacking end. So she's playing every position on the field today and doing so just in an absurd fashion. So you hope that she can grind through that knee injury that we saw earlier and finish this one out.
Alyssa Abramson has played just about every minute this season that she has started in. Will come out for the time being, cramping up. The clock does stop in college soccer.
When back in the trainer on, they got to step off. I'll bring them right back on, but that's the rules. There's no question about it.
Oh, he's not wrong, Aria. That is the rules.
Excellent job by our crew here at Cuse, right? Your audio engineer, Reyes. Well done. Swanson. Small, back to Swanson. Good run from the right back spot. Early service. Again, a player in goal, just not there. Have been close. Have these Wake Forest Demon Deacons from Winston-Salem. Swanson on her right foot. Nice move to create that space. Right in front of the goal. And it's into the net. It found its way across the line. It had been coming. And Wake Forest levels.
It starts down that right-hand side for Wake Forest, and then just an unlucky break through the legs of Shay vanderbosch, ultimately finding a way to put one in the back of the net are the Deeks. In the end, it's going to be a final touch there from Hannah Johnson, but it won't matter. They found their equalizer, and 15 minutes now to see if they can find a winner.
That goal will be credited to Hannah Johnson. We are going to get an official review. Now, Patty, I'm not quite sure. The ball did clearly cross the line. I mean, vanderbosch was also thrown into the net with it. Now the question becomes, did she save it and a foul potentially? But, I mean, that's clearly everything's in the net.
And you got to think that's what Lucas Feathers is looking for, whether Shay vanderbosch was able to get possession before it's poked in again by Hannah Johnson. But I think this is pretty clear cut. That ball crosses the line just there before Shay vanderbosch is able to get to it, and this should stand.
Still looking at it, so we'll give you one more look too.
Should be a foul on the keeper.
She literally stepped on me. I couldn't move. I was hitting the floor.
Should be a foul on the keeper. It doesn't go over the line, and then they foul the keeper.
It's so close there, Aria, to see whether that ball crosses the line before there's a contact on the keeper. You see just here from Shay vanderbosch. The call in the field was a goal. We're about to get it here.
Yep, and after reviewing it, goal stands. Like you said, Patty, that's tough, right, to be able to overturn immediately, even with the ball being on the line and the moment of if there was a foul. But that ball, oh so close.
And I think that's one of those that's close enough that you have to go with what's called on the field. Had Lucas Feathers given a foul on Shay Vanderbosch, I'm not sure there would have been enough to overturn it, but that was not the decision. It was a goal, and so he had to find conclusive evidence to overturn it. Ultimately did not, and we have ourselves a tie game.
And now Fleury back to the bench as well, in addition to James. Hannah Johnson's second goal of the season, fourth of her Demon Deacon career. Wake has climbed all the way back. 2 goals here. Now in the second half to erase that 2-goal deficit. Lisa loading into the game. Saw Fleury come off. How does Cuse respond? Morris taking the space into the width for Johnson. Her goal has leveled things. Still Johnson dispossessed 1v1 there by Grant. Well done by the junior. Rouch. Cobb. Time and space to operate. And now Abramson back to Vanderbosch. 3rd straight game with 8 saves for Vanderbosch. Giveaway, small. Now a whistle here.
It's just a little bit overzealous there from Mackenzie Dupre going through the back, and certainly a foul there near midfield. But if you're Syracuse, and especially Dupre and now Lisa Loden in central midfield, you got to sit in a bit, don't get caught in possession, and see this game out.
Swanson. Cross. Blocked. Throw in. A foul was called actually on Wake. It'll be a free kick. It's been a frustrating year for Nikki Adams. Got off to an incredible start here tonight. 2-0 clear of Wake Forest. The Deeks have fought back. Tactical change at halftime for Tony DeLuz. Switching to that 3-4-3. Waves of gold have been brought into this Cuse defensive line. Stoppage of the clock. Player goes down for Syracuse. It's Cobb.
Asia Cobb just going into her own player there, Grace Franklin, and coming down potentially a little awkwardly. Just another player, though, for Syracuse that dealing with a knock, and Nikki Thresher Adams down to the last few numbers on that bench.
You feel for her. She wanted her team to be brave tonight. They have been that and more. We take a look at what Cuse has coming up. And again, at Louisville, at Pitt at home, but a couple of matches on Tobacco Road, and a Virginia team that is playing desperately right now as well. And the road just doesn't get easier for Nikki Adams and this Cuse squad.
It never does in the ACC, though. You'd have to think that, especially those games against Louisville, NC State, on paper, ones in which Syracuse is capable of taking points. But if they're showing anything tonight, it's that you can't count them out in any game. And so three opportunities for a young team to prove themselves before this season is put to bed for Syracuse.
Monterey going to come in for Cobb, 24. It's been a valiant effort for everyone in white here this evening, really all season. They put on a show. They still have 11 minutes, 36 seconds, potentially to pull the rabbit out of the hat, right? And maybe pull the stunner.
It's been a valiant effort for everyone in white and everyone in blue and orange on the sideline. I think athletic trainer Megan Bevins has gotten her work cut out for her both now and in the training room after the match. But just so much heart in this Syracuse team, and they've put in a tremendous performance regardless of the result at the end of the night.
In your shape, Anna. Keep going, Grace. Keep going, Grace. You gotta go now. Check your shoulder.
A little over 10 and a half. Johnson. Big frame. Carves it out. A lining shot coming into that near post. Vanderbosch just deflects it away out for a corner.
Well, and Hannah Johnson has been a real bright spot for this Wake team in the second half. Inserted into the lineup when Tony DeLuz went to a 3-4-3 to start the second half. She's asked questions all night and of course, credited with that equalizer.
Let's go, Wake!
Can Wake come all the way back? Minutes and change. Cuse just trying to hold on. This ball outplayed into space. Morris against Grant. Morris onto her left. Opportunity, vanderbosch again. Unbelievable save with the body.
I mean, frankly, this is absurd, Aria. It's fantastic, again, into the box from Emily Morris, cutting one back, point blank. Emily Murphy, Shay vanderbosch going the wrong way. Get that right leg on it, keep this game 2-2. That is just a ridiculous save from Shay vanderbosch.
And you could see at the end of the clip, Emily Murphy put two hands on the top of her head as if to say, how did that not ripple the net?
I mean, Emily Murphy does everything right there. It's a ball that comes across. You want to put it back at that near post just for that very reason, because the goalkeeper's leaning. Just an athletic, point-blank, ridiculous save there from Shay vanderbosch.
Murphy, so talented. Starred at North Carolina, 10 goals with Anson Dorrance's heels through a couple of seasons. A new opportunity at Wake Forest has brought her to Winston-Salem. 4 goals on the year, one of the team leaders. Captain's armband. What a ball, small. Left foot, deflected. Tony DeLuz wants that 7 minutes and 20 seconds to take as much time as possible.
Well, Grace Gillard going to make sure that it takes the least amount of time possible, forcing the center referee, Lucas Feathers, to stop the clock there. But Syracuse 6s and 7s just clinging to this 2-2 draw.
Would a draw be a win, Patty, for Cuse? Would it feel like one?
You got to say yes. I mean, the shots in this game right now are 26-3. So it's a team in Syracuse that is searching for their first point in the conference against a really good Wake Forest team. It'd be a massive result. One that'd be a little disappointing that you gave up a 2-goal lead, but if you look at it on macro level, this would be a huge, huge emotional win for Nikki Thrasher Adams in Syracuse.
It would be the 4th result of the season for Cuse. They've got 2 wins. 1 draw already. That came 0-0 at Fairfield. They've been close at times. They have had leads. And most matches have ended in disappointment. 5 minutes, 55 seconds is what they got to do to hold on, to feel good about leaving this one against Wake tonight. Patty, if you're Wake and you have aspirations, right, of winning the league regular season, of keeping pace with North Carolina, Florida State, Notre Dame, Clemson, Pitt, this is one you got to take points, not just 1. You'd like to have 3. Small. Flag stayed down for Murphy. Save again, vanderbosch. Come on.
And she's just in the right spot every single time. Nikki Small does so well just to slip Emily Murphy. Again, this is the right decision for Murphy to smash at that near post. Shay vanderbosch makes herself big, and yet again, another point-blank save to keep Syracuse in this match.
27 shots now for Wake. 11 more saves, double digits for vanderbosch, 86 of them on the season. To that back post, rising high, Johnson. Johnson and Murphy tussling. The Orange clear it, 4.5 to play. Morris's service on that cross, Small. 7 assists on the year. Can she find a goal? My goodness. Throw in Wake. Time ticking. Small carving out space. Murphy back to a defender. Murphy goes down, no PK given. Shavashi deflected by James. Ansborough clipped from behind, foul called. Christine Johnson, now Shavashi. The veteran defensive player for Wake has played center back, has played some outside back. Johnson, service. Just knocked out away by Vandekloot. Corner coming.
Now if you're Wake Forest, it's time to throw all the numbers you have forward, pack the box, get a good ball in, and see if you can manufacture a chance on frame here from a set piece.
Swinging ball in. Took a deflection. Another corner coming.
But it's not a bad idea here to hit the front post from Anna Swanson, connecting there with Laurel Ansborough, but I'm not so sure that's another corner.
2 minutes left. 9th corner of the night. Ball is loose. Last touched by a player in gold. Goal kick Cuse.
On another good ball into the box there from Anna Swanson. This one bouncing across that 6-yard box. Nervy moments for Syracuse. Ultimately, can't get one on frame. Ken Hannah-Johnson, and Syracuse survives once again.
Grace Franklin coming in.
Well, it's interesting that clock should have stopped for a Syracuse sub within 5 minutes. Nonetheless, though, it continues to tick, and only a minute left for Syracuse to scrounge a point here at SU Soccer Stadium.
Can Cuse do it?
What?
64 seconds left. Oh, they're going to add some time. Now a minute 14 total. See what happens. Syracuse, 1 ACC win a year ago, 3 draws. No results in 2021. This would be important for Nikki Adams' team that has battled so much adversity. But Wake has shown resilience too, battling all the way back down 2 goals. Do they have one at the death on the road? Shivashi. Johnson lost it. Just 25 seconds left. Johnson going down into the box. Cleared away, 15 seconds. Still Wake. Murphy. Swanson with 10. On to her left. Final chance with 3 seconds. This shot floated into the breadbasket of Vanderbosch. And Syracuse can take a breath. They've earned a point, as has